In regards to sidearm striking, research data on the development of striking is sparse. It can be done with various body parts such as the hands or the feet. People can also swing a bat sidearm, a racket overhand, or a golf club underhand. We focus on one-hand sidearm striking with an implement and one-hand overarm striking with an implement. Of the basic skills we've discussed so far, striking involves the most difficult perceptual judgment. It is difficult to assess striking of a moving object by young children. For this reason, teachers often adapt striking tasks for young children by making the ball stationary. Researchers often base the developmental sequences on striking a stationary ball. Table 6.3 shows the developmental sequence of the sidearm strike. Step 1, a chop. Step 2, arm swing only. Step 3, racket lag. Step 4, delayed racket lag. A child's first attempts to strike sidearm look like unskilled attempts to throw overhand. Proficient sidearm striking is characterized by stepping into the hit. The step should cover a distance more than half the individual's standing height, using differentiated trunk rotation, swinging through a full range of motion, swinging in a roughly horizontal plane and extending the arms just before contact. The sequence is as follows: backswing and forward step, pelvic rotation, spinal rotation and swing, arm extension, contact, and follow through. Researchers have not validated a complete developmental sequence for sidearm striking. They apply the sequences for foot and trunk action in the overhand throw to striking. The arm action for sidearm striking is distinct from that for overarm and underarm striking. Many of the qualitative changes in the arm action for sidearm striking apply to overarm striking as well. The first obvious change in sidearm striking occurs when a striker stands sideways to the path of the incoming ball. By taking a step forward and transferring the weight forward at contact, a striker is able to improve striking skills. A second beneficial change is the use of trunk rotation. Individuals first use block rotation before advancing to differentiated rotation. Strikers change from the vertical chop seen in figure 6.14 to an oblique plane and finally to a horizontal plane as seen in figure 6.16. A beginning striker frequently holds a racket or a paddle with a power grip. Educators can promote the use of the shake hands grip by giving children striking implements that are an appropriate size and weight. From directly in front of the child and at a safe distance away, you can observe the direction of the step, the plane of the swing, and arm extension. From the side, you can check the step, the trunk rotation, and the extent of the swing. One can execute overarm striking without an implement, as in the overarm volleyball serve, or with an implement, such as in the tennis serve. A beginning striker demonstrates limited pelvic and spinal movement, swings with a collapsed elbow, and swings the arm and racket forward in unison, as in figure 6.19. The movement pattern of early overarm striking is similar to that of early overarm throwing. A person who is skilled at overarm striking rotates both the pelvis and the spine more than 90 degrees, holds the elbow at an angle between 90 and 119 degrees at the start of the forward movement, and lets the racket lag behind the arm during the forward swing. The humerus lags behind trunk rotation, the forearm lags behind the humerus, and the racket lags behind the forearm to create the open chain of sequential movements. Langendorfer in 1987 and Messick in 1991 proposed developmental sequences for overarm striking. Langendorfer identified 8 component sequences from a study of children 1 to 10 years old. The trunk, humerus, forearm, and leg sequences are similar to those for overarm throwing. Messick observed 9 to 19-year-olds executing tennis serves. She identified developmental sequences for overarm striking that include: Step 1, no trunk action. Step 2, minimal trunk rotation, and Step 3, total trunk rotation. Elbow action. Step 1, angle is 20 degrees or less, or greater than 120 degrees. Step 2, angle is 21 to 89 degrees, and Step 3, the angle is 90 to 119 degrees. Spinal range of motion. Step 1, the spine rotates through less than 45 degrees. Step 2, the spine rotates between 45 and 89 degrees. And Step 3, the spine rotates more than 90 degrees. Pelvic range of motion. Step 1, the pelvis rotates through less than 45 degrees. Step 2, pelvis rotates between 45 and 89 degrees. And Step 3, the pelvis rotates more than 90 degrees. Racket action. Step 1, no racket lag. Step 2, racket lag. Step 3, delayed racket lag and upward extension. Ballistic skills can be lifetime skills. Tennis and golf are 2 of the contexts for older adult research because both have a large senior following and established senior programs. Jagosinski, Greenberg, and Liao in 1997 studied 19 to 25-year-olds and 60 to 69 years old. As a group, the older golfers had a slightly faster tempo or overall speed of the shot. The older golfers exerted relatively more force to execute the short iron shot than younger golfers. The strength and flexibility demands of this task are relatively low. Thus, losses of strength and flexibility with aging would not have constrained the older golfers compared with younger ones. Haywood and Williams in 1995 observed older adult tennis players as they executed an overarm serve. The younger and older servers did not differ in any of the developmental measures, nor did male and female servers differ. The investigators found little evidence of significant decline for a population continuing to use a striking skill.